Hello, welcome back to Let's Play Phoenix 2018. In this episode, we're going to work on an Essentia Centrifuge from Thaumcraft. Let's get started. We'll spawn some more Endermen and see what we get for Ender Pearls. And then we can, I don't know, I'll leave this guy here for a minute and see what we end up with for Liquid XP. If we don't get anything like that, then we'll have to do something, maybe put a pipe or something, I'm not really sure, maybe a conduit to get that out of there, because it doesn't seem to be going right into this tank right now. So, we'll see. Okay, so there we go, demo parcels, we can get rid of our conduit facades and our conduits and all that stuff. So, we now have 5 ender pearls, which is, not a great number, but we're getting there. So let's see here. We'll turn this guy back on too, get us some more nutrient distillation, get us more ender pearls and zombies and whatnot, and alright. So there we go, we now have an enderman spawner, and I think that should pretty much work. All we have to do is figure out some way of making sure that experience works in there, and setting up the wireless receiver and transmitter, and ooh, I want that hidden. I don't like the way that looks. So what happened to my facade? I think I got rid of it. So let's go take the facade back, hide that, and build a wireless transmitter receiver. Yeah, we're not getting experience from this. We're going to have to figure that out. Okay. Transmitter and receiver. So there is the missing 2, available 4. Okay, so you need to know how to make redstone torches. Alright, let's stick the redstone torch in there. How is the vat doing, by the way? The vat is pretty much full. It still has a bit of rotten flesh and the wort in there, so we're doing okay on that. I don't know how much Killer Joe's going to go through to do his job, so we'll see how that works out. What I'm thinking is that we'll use refined storage to simply pipe items into him, which we can do with an exporter. So we'll see about that soon. So let's get our receiver and our transmitter. And let's see about our detector. Let's make one of those. Alright, so we've got 10 ender pearls in there right now. It's pretty good. So we are improving our stock of ender pearls. So let's see here. What are we going to do with this? Should I just have a wall of these things, or should I just make this for the stoneworks? I think I'd prefer just the stonework. I'd rather almost have something else for these. But where? Let's see here. What do we do with the other one when we did it like this? Actually, this seems okay. So let's see here. We put the transmitter on the wall. Link that. There we go. We need to turn this to the right direction. So we're going to detect when we are low on ender pearls and turn on the machine. So let's see here. Ender pearls, when you are less than 128, okay, so there you go. You are emitting a signal because we do not have 120 ender pearls. So let's go take you back over there. Oh, what about my facade? Let's see here. Green concrete should be right. One of these should be correct. I'm not sure which one's which because they don't have the specific kind of green concrete, but it should be this one, I think. So let's see here. Let's try you. Yep, you're on. Okay, let's take that away for a minute. You're not on anymore, right? Good, there we go. So, yeah, you were just filling up there. So, let's see if we can get a conduit. I think it took that thing back. Alright, we'll get the ender tank back, go get some conduits, and let's see what we can do about fixing that system. So, here's my ender tank, all green. And here's my pressurized fluid conduits. And let's put them here. Yeah, now we're getting some of the tank. Okay, there we go. So I'm not sure why it has to be that way, but I guess it does. So now we need to take the other ender tank and do something with it. So let's see here. Where did our blocks go away in there too? Yep, I guess so. Okay. Go get my green concrete back. I wonder if we could make facades for the wall and hide these two things. I kind of want to try that. Alright, and it got my transmitter too, didn't it? That thing is very grabby. Okay. Alright, so rotate that guy. And he should be on. As long as we stay at a range of the Killer Joe, it should be okay to stand in here. So we should be able to replace the capacitor with double air and see how that goes. Yep, there we go. Spawns a few Endermen. Yep, okay. There we go, that's working. And it's going to keep going until we've got 120 Ender Pearls. So there we go, Ender Pearl problems solved. And we did it in a different way, which is cool. Alright, so we've got a few more Ender Pearls. The problem, though, is that we are only generating 1,280 RF per tick. We're already using some power, and that one spawner from Ender.io uses 1,600 RF per tick. So it basically destroys our power. So right now we're using about, 650 RF per tick just to run our little miner in here and do other things. So we simply don't have the power to keep running that ender generator or that enderman spawner. So we're going to figure out something else to do for power. So I'll have to think about that a little bit more. We've got a few ender pearls for now, and I've turned on the regular mob spawner to get a few more while we wait and figure out what to do about the power system. In the meantime, I'd like to work on some way to store this liquid experience. And rather than store it in a tank, I think we should store it in the refined storage system. So we're going to make some disks and make some fluid storage for that. So let's see how we do that. We need some fluid storage disks. I've already taught the system how to make that. So all of these are tiered, and unfortunately it's not like the items where you get, a couple of these, you put a couple of these components and get a bigger component. You actually lose components. You have to put 3 of these 64K parts to get a single 128K part. And in this case, 64K means 64 buckets. So that's what we'll be able to store with the basic one. So let's go ahead and just make that to start off with. We are running low on iron too, so I have to do something about that. So there we go, a fluid storage disk. So I remember that there's a little bit of difficulty in storing some things like this because it gets harder to filter what is on them. So we may have to do something with that to figure out later on how to store things. But for now, this should work out okay. So we need a fluid importer. Let's see here. I see an importer. Can that do fluids? I didn't think it could, but let's see what happens. Alright, we've got the importer, so what happens? Oh, yeah, it can. Okay. So let's take these things somewhere else to be imported. And we will put that into the system. So I'll put this tank up here, and we'll connect the importer. That was not an importer, that was a solderer. We'll connect this importer. We're going to import fluids. And there it goes. And we can see it's on our system. We've got 4,820 units stored. So 4.8 buckets of liquid experience in the system right now. So we'll keep an eye on that. Right now it's not going to fill up because we don't have the power to run our Ender thing, our Ender generator, Enderman spawner. I don't know why I can't remember what that's called. Okay, so I have made another solderer for some patterns downstairs. One way you can do a little bit better filtering is to use blocks. Now, I didn't want to use blocks for this because there's no telling how much experience we'll end up having. I'm not sure if I want to avoid that or not. So I thought instead I would go ahead and add another solderer down here and have it be able to build blocks because the blocks require the solderer. So let me go ahead and get a crafter. Haha, no more iron. Okay, won't be doing anything more with that for now. So I'll put those back in there. Actually, let's see here. Let's put them in this chest for now. Alright, so we definitely have to do something about our iron and gold situation. So we've got our void miner going, or our laser miner, and it's doing as good as it can, but it's not going to be great ever, really. It's never going to get us a ton of iron and gold. But we can triple out and quadruple out our stuff if I would make that automation system that I tried to make a while back and got distracted for some reason. So we're going to have to get back to doing that. So let's see here. Got this induction smelter over here with blazing pyrotheum. I think that's the thing we were wanting to use. It's the pyro concentrator. So if we have iron ore, could be uses for iron ore. Yeah, the pyro concentrator gets us 4. Or with cinnabar, yeah, with cinnabar, we will get 4 iron ingots and a nickel ingot. So that's what we want. So we need to be able to turn Thaumcraft cinnabar into thermal expansion cinnabar, and that required getting gelid cryotheum. So where do we leave off on that? To make this, we need cryotheum dust. So we know how to craft it. Can we craft it? We don't have any snowballs, and we don't have any blizz powder. So, we know how to make blizz powder, and we're out of pretty much everything. Alright, I do want to get some blizz powder, but we're going to have to go mining manually for a little while and get some iron and gold so we can do that. But actually, let's see if we can use Thaumcraft to help us out. There used to be a thing called the arcane bore, or the arcane mining machine. And maybe if we could make one of those, it would help us out. So here's the Thaumonomicon. Let's see here. Probably going to be an artifice. It's probably locked behind one of these things, like focus medium arcane mine. That might be what we need, or an exchange one. Yeah. Let me go see if I can do some research to figure out what we're going to need to get this to work. I'm guessing we're going to have to get this arcane mine and probably a couple other things too. I'm just not sure exactly what. But some of these are definitely going to have to be used. Might need a V-power generator or something. So let me go do some research off camera, and I'll be back when I figure out if we can do the arcane bore or not. Alright, so I've got a little bit farther in Thaumcraft, but something that's been annoying me is coming back up here to my crafting grid every time I need something out of the RS system. I'd like to make a wireless grid to use when I'm around my base. So let's see if we can get that working. Let's see here. Wireless grid. Is that what I want? I guess that's what I want. A wireless crafting grid. So, okay. Alright. Let's see if we can make one of these. So, to make a wireless crafting grid, we're going to need quartz-enriched iron, a crafting grid, ender pearl, and advanced processor. So we have none of that. So let's see here. Do we have a way to make advanced processors? Yes, we do. Okay, so we should be able to make that. And then, if we get our wireless crafting grid, we just need some quartz-enriched iron. So close, so close. Okay, there's a little bit more iron in the system right now, and I found some in my satchel I guess I forgot I had. So let's go take this and put it in the smeltery. Alright, there was one more component that we needed. Wireless crafting grid requires just the crafting grid. Okay, so we need to make one of these. So I need another one of those advanced processors, a crafting table, and a grid. So do we have a grid? Nope. Let's see here. We'll need a machine casing. Alright, so quartz infused iron. Alright. So we need a crafting grid. Requires a grid. Need a machine casing. We need a construction and a destruction core. Alright. There we go, there's our grid. So let's see here. So now that we have that, what are we missing? We're missing some quartz enriched iron. Need 4 more pieces of that, or 3. That's a wireless grid. I want a wireless crafting grid. Okay, so we need a crafting grid in here. So we need to take that grid, the advanced processor, and a crafting table. Another one of those when we come back. And we'll go put this in this solderer. There we go, a crafting grid. There we go, a wireless crafting grid. So hopefully now we can put this into the charger. There we go. And it won't work without a wireless transmitter. So let's see here. So if we shift right click, nope, okay, wireless transmitter, be placed on a cable, wireless light, inverted, wireless RF. So it should be just one of these things. Another advanced processing coarse enriched iron. Let's see. Need advanced processor, wireless transmitter, and a machine casing. There we go, a wireless transmitter. So, if we have one of those, we should be able to place it just, somewhere over here. It said it had to be on a cable, so I might move this stuff, at least for now. Alright, so there you are. You can transmit 16 blocks based on where you are right now. And if we go to the controller, the wiki says all you have to do is... Oh, wait a minute. Okay, I did link it. I didn't realize. Okay, so it didn't give me any notification that I saw, but yes, as soon as I right-clicked on the controller, we did have access to our stuff. So now I should be able to reach this from the basement in the Thaumcraft room, I think. Yep, there we go. So now when I go and look for things like clay, I can go get that. Very close. Let's get a range upgrade too. So let's see here. Find storage. Let's see here. A range upgrade, what they think they used to call them. Yeah, that's probably it. Ender Pearl, Redstone, and an upgrade. So let's see if we can get one of those. So let's get a pattern. Cracking them one at a time right now because we're so low on things. And let's get the range upgrade. Alright, there we go. So we'll go put this downstairs in the solderer. One of them anyway. If I make that crafter now, I couldn't put it down there before. Yes, I can. Cool. Alright, let's make the range upgrade. And let's see... Actually, let's just watch it from up here. Should be... It's making crafters and cores and instruction cores and yada yada. Okay, there we go. So, I don't remember how much this will improve the range, but it should be enough for what we need. So, let's see here. We put that in here. Okay, another 8 blocks. That should give us all that we need to be, we'll use this anywhere in this room now. Okay, great. Now I can get clay out whenever I need it to continue my research. So I want to keep working on that, and I'll be back when I have some more progress with Thaumcraft. Alright, so I've got stuck in my research. I don't want to lose my artifice progress, but I don't have any more praecantatio. So one thing I did was I did set up this flux condenser again, so I do think it is working. We are getting Vitium in here, although it goes through V, or Essentia, really quickly. And we've only dropped the flux in this chunk by about 20 since we started, so I don't know. But it is working, so I may want to get more of those at some point. But to do that, we're going to need to be able to make praecantatio a little bit easier. And one way that was suggested to me on the forums was to use a netherwort farm in an Essentia Centrifuge. So that's what we're going to try out right now. So the Essentia Centrifuge spins down Essentia into its components. Netherwort is made up of alchemia and something else, and alchemia will break down into praecantatio. So we can see that it's got alchemia on it. So we'll break down these things, or we'll break down the alchemia into the praecantatio that we need. So let's see if we can build one of these centrifuges. So we're going to need some tubes, an alchemical construct, an arcane mechanism, and a morphic resonator. So I don't know if I have any of that. We've got some tubes. We don't have a construct. Don't have a resonator, and don't have a mechanism. So a simple arcane mechanism requires some brass plates, iron plates, and sticks. So that shouldn't be too hard. We'll get some sticks, and we'll get some plates, brass plates and iron plates, and that should get us the simple mechanism we need. A morphic resonator requires some kind of stained glass, brass plates, and rare earths. We should have some rare earths, not a ton, but some. Let's see. We need glass panes. Those are white stain. That should be okay. Oh, wait, we've got plenty of other ones. Alright. And the brass. Okay, so that should be what we need to get a morphic resonator. There we go. There's one of those. So now the Essentia Centrifuge just needs the alchemical construct. So a couple of valves, a couple of tubes, some planks, and some iron. So we need some great wood planks. And we need the Essentia valves. So we need a couple of levers. And with our levers and our two things will give us our two valves. So now we should be able to make the alchemical construct, and that should get us the Essentia Centrifuge. So there we go. That takes care of that part. Now to use this, we're going to have to pipe Essentia into it. So do we happen to have any alchemia? Oh wow, we got a ton of alchemia. Cool. So that will kickstart us on in our way to praecantatio. So alchemia is made up of aqua and praecantatio. So it's random what you get out of it, but it should be about 50-50, so it should be okay. Alright, we've got tubes to feed this thing. What we're going to need is a buffer so we can get the Essentia out of there. So it says it's wise to construct a buffer. Let's see here. There we go. We're going to need some files, some Essentia tube, a restricted tube, iron plate, and a valve. Alright, so we know how to make the valve. It's just a tube and a lever. How do we make a restricted tube? Just a tube, huh? Okay. I wonder if that's a bug. Because that should have been... a restricted tube, but it's not. It's directional. Well, I guess we'll see if that works, and if not, we may have to do something else. So the buffer. Okay, we don't have this too. We don't have the files. So let's see here. Alright, so yeah, without this we can't proceed. I don't know if that's a bug or not, but it's not working in here, so yeah, it just says... I wonder if it's taking some other kind of thing if we have aqua in here. Ah, there's the problem. So if you have it in the table with all the crystals, it gives you the other kind of tube. Okay, so that solves that problem. And there we go, an Essentia buffer. So what the Essentia buffer does is it holds 8 different types of Essentia, or at least 8 points of Essentia of differing types. So we'll put that in the buffer and then place tubes to put that in the Essentia that we want. So let's see. Let's see how to set this up. What I think we're going to do is we're going to put 2 of these guys up here, and then the centrifuge, and then the buffer, and we're going to have to put these up a little bit higher. Then we'll put the tubes to connect to... It has to be on the bottom. Does it work there? It does, okay. Okay, so what we need then is the alchemia going in. Okay, there we go. So we're going to cycle through our alchemia, and we'll get praecantatio sometimes and aqua other times. So it's going to be random, but we should end up with, you know, about 100 praecantatio, which is a lot more than we have right now. So that seems good. So let's put all these things away, and let's get some jar labels. Alright, let's see here. So there we go. Yep, we're getting aqua and praecantatio. And we're even getting some Mishium from this thing over here. So there we go. So, you know, it's working. And there's 10, which is what I needed to do what I was trying to do before, which was continue with the research. So I will get a file of praecantatio, and I can go complete this research. So I get a blaze rod that I put back. Alright, so let's see here. There we go. I get to keep going. So there is the Essentia Centrifuge, and that will help us get praecantatio, and we can get more alchemia from our nether wart farm. So that's what I'll be doing to replenish my alchemia stock. Alright, I'm going to go back to Thaumcraft research. Hopefully we can get that arcane boar soon. Alright, I'm going to wrap the episode up there. When we come back next time, we'll complete our work on the arcane boar. Thanks for watching. See you then.